Hey guys, so I used to use this raw vegan shampoo and I was getting it from this place called Raw Living and it was so good and I love it so much. It was basically like making my hair thicker and healthier, and obviously it was literally just raw fruit and veg. So the best part was like knowing that it was still aligned with my raw diet, and also it just had no chemicals, no toxins, anything. It was literally just like feeding my hair raw food, which is just beautiful. So I loved it, and I've ran out and the website doesn't sell it anymore because cost of shipping and stuff. It seems like that I think they ship them from America and it's too expensive now to actually ship stuff in like that, so I'm having to make my own. So here goes. So just as a starting point, I've got a jug here. What I've done is I've actually cleaned the jug fully inside and out with water, because it's important to keep everything clean. Like if you're going to eat it or put it on your body and stuff, you don't want it to be like dirty. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So I've washed the jug and I've put soap nuts in. These are like little nuts that are meant to give off like a bit of a soap when they're in water. Now you can boil them, a lot of people boil them, but I'm trying them just in cold water as a raw way of doing it. And I've not done it before, so I don't know how many you're meant to use. So this is me testing number one, just putting some there, and I'm just going to leave it maybe for a few days and see if the water goes kind of soapy and then go from there. So this is actually now about 3 weeks later. You could probably just soak them for like a few days or a week, but I ended up finding a temporary shampoo to use. So these have been cold soaked for 3 weeks, and I just got one of my empty clean shampoo bottles. And then this is the recipe. So I'm putting in raw apple cider vinegar. I'm putting in sodium bicarb, aluminium free, GMO free, it's food grade. And I wanted to just put some essential oils in there as well, just to make it smell nice. And I know that I also have a frankincense one, and it's good for your skin and possibly your hair, so I wanted to try that in there as well. So I've got frankincense, and then also my intuition has just told me to pick out this second one as well, which I don't even know what this is.
It's tea tree oil.
But it's from doTERRA, so if you wanted to copy you could do that, or just use your own, just choose what you think would be good. So I washed my hand and put it in the soapy water thinking it'd feel really like thick and soapy, but it just felt like water. It didn't feel soapy at all. So I squeezed the nuts, they were soft and they were like squeezing foam out, so I thought, right, maybe this is what you need to do. So I basically just squeezed the nuts for a little bit and foamed them up a little bit. And this is now a clean jug, a small one, just to try and test it out and actually make the recipe now. So I probably put just over 100 millilitres in the jug of the soapy water. That's like a very heaped teaspoon, I'd say probably like a tablespoon of the sodium bicarb, and just stirred it in. I didn't really like measure it out or anything, I was just trying to test it out. I didn't even think this recipe would work, so I just thought I'd do a test and film it. So stirred that in anyway. The apple cider was a bit of a free pour, but I'd say about 50 millilitres. Oh shit. At this point it foamed up, so I knew we was in business. And then with the oils, my intuition said 1 drop of this, 2 drops of the frankincense, and then that was it. I stirred it all together and then poured it into my clean shampoo bottle, ready to test it out. These bottles are only small and they're about like 260 millilitres. It says 9 FL ounces on the side, so it's about 266 millilitres or something. So I poured it all in and it actually filled over half the bottle. Right, so this is my hair before I washed it. I've been going like at least a week, maybe like a week and a half, in between washes, just to try and train it to not need as much shampoo and washing, to try and train it to kind of clean itself. So usually my ends are pretty dry, the roots are really greasy. They don't look too bad, but they actually were. And the temporary soap I was using was like a shaving balm. It had like cacao butter in it and stuff. It was natural, but it wasn't good, and it was like working okay, getting rid of a lot of the grease after a wash, but it was leaving residue of like cacao butter in my scalp and in my hair. So eventually I was getting like little, it looks like pieces of dandruff, but it was just like remains of the cacao butter in my hair. So I needed to get rid of that. That's why I just wanted to switch up this temporary shampoo I was using. And of course, like it was just really greasy in the roots and then like dry on the ends. So I washed it. It needed like quite a bit, but I've still got at least probably I'd say 3 or 4 washes left in the bottle. So I washed it and just really rubbed it in. It didn't really foam up or anything, so I put quite a bit on, scrubbed it into the roots mainly, and then did the ends after. And usually I put conditioner on, but again my intuition was saying no, don't put conditioner. And I was like, what? Because I always put conditioner, especially on my dry ends, but it actually felt really oily after I'd washed it out. So I thought that the shampoo might have just been too oily or something, so I thought this is not going to work. Anyway, my hair dried and it wasn't oily at all, and it was so soft. This is actually how my hair normally dries. I'd slept on it with it wet. And I do a no brush method, which means that you just don't brush it in the shower or after while it's wet, because it like can damage your hair. So this is like, I haven't brushed it since washing it, or no conditioner, and I'd slept in it too, but all the dandruff was gone, or like the cacao butter stuff. My hair, it was just so soft, even the ends. I couldn't believe I didn't need conditioner. Like, I just was so surprised. I did not think it would work, and it felt so soft, and the oil was gone. It wasn't oily or greasy or anything, and it smelled quite nice as well. It wasn't a really strong smell, but it was just like, I couldn't believe it. So nice. And this is like a few days later, like just stays really nice. I've not had it, it's probably been about 4 days now. It's not gone greasy yet, and this was a day after again. Yeah, I just couldn't believe how awesome it was, especially for a raw vegan homemade shampoo. Those little bottles I was buying was like 12 quid a pop, and now I can just make my own at home.